residents in the district, whether it be a lighting district, sewer district, water district, or park district. The town board becomes the board of commissioners for it. What I'd like to just to address is the process. As the engineers indicated, this is a presentation, it's going to be an informal survey. If after that survey there's interest of going forward, there's going to be a formal public hearing with the whole town board, and there can be a vote of the residents.
Excuse me, I appreciate what you're saying. However, there's many people here who are very ill-informed leading up to what you want to fast forward into a vote. I'm well aware of what the purpose of this meeting is. However, you're going to send out mailings to vote on something that people don't know a real lot about. Now, furthermore, the town is a contributor to the sediment going into the lake. There's drainage that the town installed on the roads that go into the lake. Are we going to be maintaining that? I mean, we're going to initially clean it up, and then we're going to also be responsible for the sumps cleaning out and all that?
No, we maintain that. We have a jet back through. We generally send the crews out spring, summer, and a lot of them do catch basins all over town. We maintain part of our roadways. Stormwater is part of our roadways.
But they currently drain into the lake.
You don't keep the sumps clean. Yes, they'll drain into the lake. What the best thing would be at some point is put in deeper sump catch basins and have a regularly scheduled. Yeah, and that's true. Under MS4, it's going to get stricter about our historical. But we do that.
Getting back as far as the presentation, when the ball got dropped in 2002 and 3 and 4, when there were permits, we have paid engineers that work for the town, I presume. And why did it take a citizen to come up with a design that was presented here, and an engineer couldn't come up with that in 2004?
If I could just address that. The idea basically reduces the size of the lake from 25 acres to about 10.
I understand.
And quite frankly, we didn't look down that road. We looked at trying to maintain the existing lake that's been there since 1936. So it was really with a citizen, again, that's the purpose of tonight's meeting. A person who actually lives there who has a vested interest said, you know what, I'm okay with a 10-acre lake. And that kind of opened the door to that kind of possibility.
I know, but we have paid engineers, educated engineers, and 8 years ago they couldn't think of not relocating the dredged soil, just doing exactly what you presented here.
Again, I can't speak to 8 years ago, but I think 10 all along is to try to restore the 25-acre lake.
Actually, I can speak to 8 years ago because I was involved at that point as well too. That was discussed. I remember the supervisor at the time was Peter Idema. That was always discussed as an option to scoop material out of the lake and extend the shoreline. And for different reasons at that time, I believe discussions with the group who was doing that, the Hillside Lake Board, that was not a pursued option. It results in some questions. You reduce the size of the lake. Is everybody okay with reducing the size of the lake? It also now takes the people who live on the lake who have waterfront property, and they will not have waterfront property. So at that time, for those reasons, and I remember that there was definitely other reasons, it was not talked about or pursued because I think everybody said, well, let's try to pursue the whole thing. And that's always a fallback option. And that's kind of the thought process that we've always had, that let's look at doing the full job, and kind of like if anybody's doing a project, you try to figure out what the whole project's going to cost, and then if you don't have enough money to do that, you look at your alternatives to say, well, what's my reduced size project? And that has always been there, although it was not always outlined. But we thought with that addition that, hey, let's cost that out so we have that answer for you tonight, and that's what we did.
As far as the 303D designation, again, I'll reiterate, the town is responsible for the sediment going into the lake, that being the drainage. The town has been aware of leaky septic systems for at least since 2005 when this report came out. Yeah, John, I think as the custodian of the town, you do have some sort of responsibility.
I'm sorry, where was the report on leaky septic systems in 2005?
It is
DEC?
The 303D
Is that
list,
from DEC, Keith, if I may ask? Is that from DEC? Oh, it's on the internet? Okay. All right, you know which website you got this off of? Keith, you don't know which website you got this off of?
I can send it to you.
Okay, yeah, if you would, I'd appreciate that.
I believe that, and I didn't know what the acronym was until earlier today, total maximum levels, TMDL, I believe is the acronym on there.
discharge limit.
Okay. Is that on an ongoing monitor?
No, what the 303D list is, it starts with the Federal Protection of Waters Act from many years ago, and based on that, the EPA has been every so often, let's say every 5 years or so, they're looking at what to do next. How do they further keep enacting the Federal Protections of Waters Act? And that's where all the stormwater regulations have come from. The stormwater regulations every several years now have been getting stricter and stricter. That's all from the federal level. The 303D list, the federal level requested all states to identify impaired water bodies, which they have done. And now what that list is supposed to do is give a list to now say any projects that would happen in those areas. Say if a developer, if there was a big open piece of property there and the developer came along and said that they wanted to do a residential development or commercial development, the stormwater treatment devices that would go in there would have to meet a stricter limit because the lake is impaired. But that doesn't solve the problem where Hillside Lake is unique that it's already developed.
Correct. However, those storm drains, or there have been storm drains recently that have been connected into the lake since that listing happened. So I understand what you're saying as far as development, but why would you go ahead and impede or impair the lake even more by putting more storm drains into it?
Well, that was part of what we had talked about with the lake rehabilitation process when I talked about the mechanical dredging. One of the positives of mechanical dredging is...
But you're putting the burden of the cost of that onto us.
Keith, which storm drains were put in since 2008? Correct. Discharge me today. Which discharges were installed out of this 2008 report?
I'm telling you that right on East Hillside Lake Road, there is a crossing and it comes all right at the end of Lakeview.
Okay.
The other thing to keep in mind here is, once again, Hillside Lake is in a unique location in the fact that the whole area is a bowl. You have a lake that is dammed up and formed, not because a running stream is running through. A lot of times lakes, like say if you look out west, the Colorado River, the Hoover Dam backs up, creates Lake Mead. That's a river that was dammed up. What Hillside Lake, a dam was formed, and then all the drainage that runs into a low area fills up in there. It's not an actual river. There's not a running... And the runoff. It all goes into a low area. So what I'm trying to say is whether you have storm pipes or not, everything drains into the lake.
I realize that. The thing is it is further worsening the lake is the point that I'm trying to make here. Okay? And since that report came out, there has been additional drainage directed into it. Okay? Now, back when the lake was originally formed, we didn't know about the pollutants and everything that we know today, obviously. However, we do know about pumping systems today. I know East Fishkill happens to maintain pumps to expel water to a remote location. Off of Crown Hill.
I'm sorry, we have pumps to
I'm
what?
fairly certain that there's a property on Crown Hill. There's a pump on that property. Okay? If you're going to have Hillside Lake bear the burden of the cost of all this remediation, then we don't want the town dumping the street water into it.
Understood.
I'm done.
Thank you. And I will check into that pipe on Lakeview that was installed.
My name's Matt. There's a stream right by my house. Anyway, the Department of Health, I talked to them recently, and they put the same back in your lap. They said they're waiting for the town to dredge the lake, and then they will address the septic.
I'm sorry, what did they say, Matt, sir?
They said they're waiting for the town to dredge the lake and identify the problems further, and then they will.
Really?
Yes. That's exactly what they kind of laid it in your lap.
And who is this, the Department of Health?
Yes, the Department of Health, Dutchess County Department of Health. Emmendine Pond was funded by a developer not attached to Emmendine Pond further down the road. This is just a thought. So a developer further down the road had some money set aside to help beautify East Fishkill. Perhaps there's another developer that, building some more McMansions in the area that could have some money set aside to beautify East Fishkill. Another also, and finally, 1992, we sold you the lake for $10. And now you want us to fix it. How about you sell it back to us for $10 and you fix it?
My name is Mary Ellen. When I moved in here in 2000, I was told by the person that sold me the house that the town had now owned the lake, and that, because I asked if it was a private lake area, they said that the town owned the lake and that the lake was going to be dredged.
I told the same thing. I'll tell you my house, I'll tell you to be dredged.
If this is what's being said, and people are being duped like this, I went ahead and looked at all of my documentation on the purchase of my house, my title and everything. Nothing on any of those documents says that it's a park district. So when I drive from the Taconic Parkway and I pass the Legends and I pass all these nice, beautiful places that have, nice lawns and these, those gullies for the runoff water, why can't the town, because I know my taxes had probably been increased about 100% since I've been here. So, they have. No, my taxes were very cheap.
But may I just make one comment on taxes?
Huh?
May I just make one comment on taxes?
Sure.
Just so that you're aware, everybody just paid their tax bill, correct, a couple weeks ago? That was a school tax bill. The town tax is only 14% of your total tax bill.
Property tax, no.
The what? Property tax? No, well, because it's not for school.
In your office, I talked to you.
Yeah.
About the house across the street.
Right.
And I told you that my taxes are double.
Right.
I bought that house 6 years ago.
Right, but it was because of the school taxes. It had nothing to do with the town tax.
The property taxes. The property taxes. I'm talking property tax. I know the school taxes.
Yeah, but your property taxes made up of your school tax, your county tax, your fire tax, and your town tax. I'd just like to make that clear.